2021. The time is 2:01 p.m. This is our weekly business meeting. Officially calling the meeting to order. Attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And I'm going to ask Carlene, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, then, can we move on, or at least start off with the consent calendar?
I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for December 28th, 2021.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Payables list, please.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of December 20th through 24th, 2021 in the amount of $544,438.28.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, the motion's carried. Any changes to the agenda?
Yes, we have a couple of them. We have added item number 7. It is time sensitive. The report needs to be signed before Friday, which is a holiday, and you are not available the rest of this week. So we needed to add it here. So I move that we add number 7, which is the signing of the 2021 Indigent Defense Expenditure Report.
Okay.
And then number 4 has been pulled.
Would you second that, Bill?
Oh, yes. I'm going to. That's a yes.
Oh, okay.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, the motion is carried. Pulling number 4, adding number 7. Okay, then. First of our action items, number 1, amendment to the underlying license agreement with Highland Software, Inc., Information Technology. James, please.
Well, this might be Carrie.
Oh, Carrie, go right ahead.
Yes, Terry from Kootenai County Information Technology. This amendment is a change to our maintenance agreement. So Highland is changing how they're selling their licenses, and instead of a large upfront cost and then a yearly maintenance fee, they've reduced the upfront cost, and the new cost will become the yearly maintenance cost or a subscription fee going forward. Since they're changing this in the middle of our project, I've negotiated with them to keep our costs in line with our budget. So they've offered us a 40% discount if we sign before the end of the calendar year. The 40% discount will continue with us for the 3-year agreement. And then they've also agreed to the following 2 years, so year 4 and 5, for a 5% increase instead of what they're trying to do, which is a 7.5% increase. So years 25 and 26 will be a 5% increase. With all of this and the discounts, it keeps us within our current budget and within our current budget for the 4-year project plan.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions for Carrie? None? Motion.
I move that we approve the amendment to the license agreement with Highland Software.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, motion's carried. Thank you, Carrie. Item number 2, updated statement of work with intranet cable, or for the intranet website, forgive me, with Civic Plus Information Technology. James, is this one yours?
It is. Good afternoon, Commissioners. James Martin for the record. You may recall last week I was here at the business meeting requesting you sign an agreement with Civic Plus to help us create a new internet site for employees to access pay and benefit information and employee forms. After you signed the agreement, both agencies realized there was a couple of discounts that weren't applied. And so what I'm here today for is asking you to re-sign the same agreement. The only difference being it's about $5,600 less than the one you originally signed last week, but everything else is the same.
Great.
Okay.
I like those.
Yep. Motion.
I move that we sign the updated statement of work with the internet for the internet website with Civics Plus and IT.
It's actually the intranet.
Pardon?
It's the intranet, the internal website.
Intranet.
Yeah.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Thank you. Thanks, James. Item 3, equipment service contract with Integra Information Technologies, Inc., District Court. Carleen?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Carleen Behringer for the record. Commissioners, I'm here today to present a contract with Integra Information Technologies, which is an annual contract we have for our records department scanner that has the barcode in it. They sent us a new contract because they changed their name of their business a little bit, and now they're still Integra Information Technologies, but they're also doing business as DocuLinks. So the contract was reviewed by Jamelia Holmes and is ready to be approved.
Okay. Any questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the equipment service contract with Integra Information DocuLinks for the scanner.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Item number 4 is stricken. Item number 5 was no item number 5. Third Amendment Memorandum of Understanding, also known as an MOU, for Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and the Office of Idaho, the Attorney General, Prosecuting Attorney Barry McHugh. Barry.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is a request for the Board to approve the Memorandum of Understanding, the Appendix A and the Third Amended. The basic reason for this is we've hired a new person into that position, Lee McEwen. He comes to us with a great deal of experience, which is very unusual for this kind of investigative work, but he worked for the FBI for a number of years doing exactly the same thing. And so we feel very fortunate to have him to replace, well, to sit in Paul's chair, I guess. Let's not say replace Paul. It's hard to replace Paul. But we think Lee will come into the job and be able to hit the ground running. He had some overlap with Paul, and so we believe he's well prepared. The AG's office, who, as you know, pays the salary and benefits under the MOU, has approved the salary. And one thing that is a little bit unusual is that there's no medical, dental, or vision. That's just a situation where Lee was able to has that in place already, and so that's really the only thing that's unusual about the request in terms of the numbers.
Incoming wage, same?
It's higher, and part of that is because of frankly, the market, but also because he was able to forego the medical and dental. We negotiated that basically into his salary in part. Not in total.
Not in total. Okay. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the memorandum of agreement. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one here. The Third Amendment for the MOU for Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, Office of Attorney General, and the Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Item number 6, Resolution 2021-124, Kootenai County Parks and Waterways Fee Reduction for Veterans. Parks and Waterways Director Nick Snyder. Go, Nick.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Well, I'm pleased to present the resolution which provides a free, thank you, Barry. I'll state it again. I'm pleased to provide a resolution which provides a free boat launch pass and parking pass to our 100% service-connected disabled veterans and, of course, those Gold Star families that reside within Kootenai County. And I'd also like to say, Commissioners, which I appreciate your enthusiasm for this, that I'm exceptionally proud to work for an agency that honors those veterans and those Gold Star families. So good on the board as well.
Sure. I don't actually have the amended copy in front of me, but I understand that there's a couple, if you want to bring it up to me, there's a couple words that probably just need to be changed for better clarification. So it's regarding the Gold Star families. The resolution makes it look like that the Gold Star families are related to the veterans, but it's actually a separate entity altogether. So there's some wording commonly referred to as, which I would strike those 4 words and just say or Gold Star family. So if that's acceptable to the board, then I can get those changes and we can still sign today
yeah,
with
I'm
those
fine.
amendments.
Bill, you okay with that?
Okay,
I'm fine with that as well.
all right.
Should we have it read, or do you think it's?
Sure, I'll do that.
Go ahead.
Whereas the Kootenai County Board of Commissioners, pursuant to Idaho Code 31-807, is authorized to preserve, take care of, and manage and control county property, and whereas the board's empowered to enact ordinances necessary to proper to provide for the safety, promote the health and prosperity, improve the morals, peace, and good order, comfort and convenience of the court and its inhabitants pursuant to Idaho Constitution, Article 12, Section 2, Idaho Code 31714, and 67-7031, parentheses 3. And whereas the Kootenai County Code provides for the codification of resolutions adopted by the Board of Commissioners as an appendix to the ordinance, Kootenai County Code Section 62-21, and whereas Kootenai County 62-16, parentheses delta or D, sets forth the authority of the Kootenai County Board of Commissioners to implement fees for the non-commercial use of county facilities, and whereas the board adopted Resolution 2020-91 on December 22nd, 2020, establishing the fees applicable to certain non-commercial uses of county facilities, and whereas the Kootenai County Waterways Advisory Board, and it's actually the that is also a correction that needs to be made, or not. Because I think it's more like the Kootenai County Director of Parks and Waterways has recommended a fee reduction, providing a free annual boat launch pass or free annual parking pass benefit to veterans with 100% service-connected disability who reside in Kootenai County and their non-remarried widows, widowers, and Gold Star families who reside in Kootenai County. And whereas the board finds that the fee reduction is appropriate and that eligibility therefore shall be established annually by presentation of a letter from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, i.e. a VA benefit summary letter, and proof of residency in Kootenai County to the Kootenai County Parks and Waterways Department. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved that a fee reduction to $0 from current fees for annual boat launch passes or annual parking passes to be provided to veterans with a 100% service-connected disability who reside in Kootenai County and their non-remarried widows, widowers, and Gold Star families who reside in Kootenai County, and that eligibility therefore be established annually by presentation of a letter from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and proof of residency in Kootenai County to the Kootenai County Parks and Waterways Department. There's a lot.
So we could call that a motion, right?
Yep, I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried, adopting Resolution 2021-124, Kootenai County Parks and Waterways fee reduction for veterans. Thank you, Nick. Okay. Item number 8, select...
7.
Oh, 7, forgive me. 2021 Indigent Defense Expenditure Report. Idaho Public Defense Commission Public Defender.
I think
Good
Dina's.
afternoon. Ms. Taylor can't be here. This is Jennifer Jenkins
Yeah, go
from
ahead,
the Public
Jennifer.
Defender's Office. You have before you the 2021 Indigent Defense Expenditure Report for the Public Defense Commission for your review and signature.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Motion.
I move that we approve the 2021 Indigent Defense Expenditure Report to the Idaho Public Defense Commission for the Public Defender.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, item number 8. Selection of interviewees, Planning and Zoning Commission, Board of Commissioners. Let me see if I can lead this off. Maybe we can make this simple. Okay, so we have, each of us has, from our director, David Callahan, and the Planning Commission, a list of 5 people that they would, I guess, recommend be interviewed. And I can mention the names and entertain any other changes or additions, however you would like to make. So One is Alan Wolf, and I won't go through the descriptions. Alan Wolf, Sherry Zhao, David Dean, Paul Glader, and Christina Malm. Any thoughts? Are you generally okay with interviewing these 5? Would you like to add any, delete any?
From somebody who's been involved a lot with the county and continues to be, Bob Thornton, I think should be included.
You want to include Bob Thornton?
Please.
Leslie?
I would ask that we include Jean Gertson, Trevor Yankoff. I think the way I kind of look at these things is appointing. Let me change that. I'd like to interview more people who don't live in the city but live in the county because the decisions that they make affect county residents and they don't affect city residents. And so I want to always keep that distinction in our forefront. The thing I wanted to point out is we have 3 openings, but I am interested in reappointment of one of the current commissioners who has reapplied. I think that almost turning over half of the board when they have several projects that they are working on currently, I don't think is a prudent measure or a prudent manner to proceed. So those are just the things that I've added.
So let's back up for a moment. So Bill, you wanted to add Bob Thornton?
Yes.
Leslie, you wanted to add Jean Gertson?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, gentleman, Yankoff's first name?
Trevor.
Trevor Yankoff?
Yep.
Okay, so our objective for today is to identify the people that we want to interview. So from what I'm hearing is that we've got the 5. We generally all agree on the 5?
I don't know. Like I said, the ones that live in the cities, I'm not really interested in pursuing those just because of what I stated
mentioning
before.
Names, can you give us the numbers? I thought David said that if we went with choosing any, correct me if I'm wrong, any 3 of these 5, it would not Oh, I'm sorry. You're not concerned with the legality of it.
No,
Forgive me.
just because it's allowed in law doesn't mean
Doesn't
it should be,
yeah.
that we should work it out that way. So,
Are
yeah.
there?
So there's, out of the 5, 3 live in a city and 2 do not. So that was,
Okay, so the 3 in the city, you want to just list the numbers?
sure, 1, 3, and 5.
What I thought, okay. Bill, any thoughts?
No, I think planning and zoning represents the entire county. And if we look at the population, city versus rural, the city is much more representative.
Okay.
Many more city population there are. That doesn't mean that the rural residents shouldn't be considered. But if we start voting that way, then we should be weighting votes in all county matters, and I don't agree with that.
Well, the issue is the decisions that this planning and zoning department makes does not affect the city residents at all. And so therefore, I think that county residents should have weighted or should have a higher percentage on the commission than not. So.
Well, here's the thing. We could interview the 5 plus the 3.
Mm-hmm.
When we get down to decision mode, then that's obviously a consideration. And that is a fair consideration. And so why don't we do that if we can agree to interview all 8? As to the one individual who is up for reappointment, we don't need to take that up now. So the openings are 2, potentially 3, depending on what we decide. And I'm sure when we get to that point, we'll go into exec, right? Because it's only fair to everyone involved. So, okay then, so we'll interview the 5 recommended, and adding to that list, which once again is Alan Wolf, Sherry Zhao, I can show you this, Tina.
That would be great.
Yeah.
David Dean, Christina Malm. We're adding
Paul Glader.
I'm sorry, did I?
Yeah, you skipped
Paul
him.
Glader, I'm sorry, I skipped over Paul. So Alan Wolf, Sherry Zhao, David Dean, Paul Glader, Christina Malm, Bob Thornton, Jean Gersten, and Trevor Yankoff.
Yep.
Okay. And without restating all the names, is there a motion?
I move that we interview those mentioned. I guess there is 8 of them as presented.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried, and I guess we'll be setting them up for next week, right?
Yeah, whenever they're available.
Okay. And did you get them all, Tina?
Absolutely not, please. And
We
the extra people, if you folks would email me or something.
Yeah, I
so
think he's
get their
got them
names.
right there.
Gertson, Gertsen, Trevor Yankoff, Yankoff,
Super.
in addition to these.
So, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to our final item, which is the status update. First item, facilities expansion.
Yep, February.
February. Okay, that's right. You said that last week. Okay. Airport lease.
Stephen's on the line.
Stephen? Anything?
Yep, Commissioners. Wally made a counter offer, and my concern is how does PAC ever actually get to market rate after 20 years is my concern. And 15 cents is well below any of our other lease rates for any of our new leases that we have going on in the field right now. So, but it's a board decision. If you guys want to accept it, it's up to you.
So let me ask you this. What is the final rate, or what do you suggest is the final rate in 20 years?
The final, in my opinion, 20 years is too long.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the 12 that we offered before was fair and was reasonable. But I don't know if they can't afford it or what. Doesn't seem like they can. I think I just need to have a sit-down conversation with Wally. And with Christmas in the way, it kind of got in the way.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I think I just need to have a sit-down conversation with PAC and find out what they actually can do.
Yeah, because what I'd like to do is, and because I do need to reread it, and I suspect it might be the case with Leslie and Bill, we've got to get this thing wrapped up one way or another. So if you and Bill can get with Wally somehow, hammer something out, and if he doesn't agree, well, then I guess it's going to be the three of us. But if you can get some level of agreement, because this has been going on for years, so let's try to see if we can wrap it up next week.
I think
Make sense?
We also need to remember that what we do with PAC is we're going to have to realize that the gun clubs maybe going to want the same kind of deal. If you say spread it out over 20 years or
Oh, I see what you're saying.
whatever, it's fair to say
Good
to the
point.
gun club.
So we need to be consistent.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Makes sense, Stephen?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so guys, get to work with Wally. We've got to wrap this up. Okay, Leslie?
I'll reach out to Wally as soon as we're done.
Okay. Financial snapshot, that's next week, Dina, right? Okay. Impact fee analysis, Bill?
I'm kind of waiting on Ann to get back to me with questions that we need to address. So I suspect the best time to contact her will be early next week.
So she's working on impact fees for 3 segments?
Right.
Okay. So next week.
Yes.
Okay. North Lot land sale.
The letter was sent, just waiting for a response.
Okay. Skeet and Gun Club, Bill?
We're still waiting for the last third of the appraisal, and
Oh, that's right.
then what we're doing as far as PAC is going to impact what we do with the gun club.
Okay. Stephen, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I don't. But it's going to be expensive either way. I can tell you that.
I'm sorry?
It'll be a significant increase to the gun club either way.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing further, I guess I get to read the ARPA statement again. Requests for Kootenai County ARPA funding are now undergoing evaluation. If you have any questions or comments about the American Rescue Plan Act or Kootenai County's evaluation process, please direct them to the arpa@kcgov.us email address. And public comment? None? 2:27, meeting adjourned. Thank you.